Hi, hello, welcome. It's Pip Todman here from queenpipcards.com. Thank you very much for watching and tuning in today. Today we're talking Magnolia Lane and Garden Lane. The Memories and More pack from Magnolia Lane in the new suite, and Garden Lane, which is the new papers. And I'm coordinating these together with the Magnolia Lane Memories and More speciality card bases. Now, I have to say, when I got the card bases out, they are a little thin. However, you are going to be putting little Memories and More cards on the front of them, and then pretty much you're done. So they're nice and thin, and they will go through the post at a cheap price, or at least the cheapest price we have. And they do stand, they do stand up. It's not like they're going to fall over. So, I think we're okay with them. But I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I think the envelopes are gorgeous. I love all this silver foiling on them, and they come with these beautiful envelope liners which you can just pop in. And what I do is I just glue down the flap piece here. So they have these lovely liners which always make something feel just that little bit more luxurious when you get it in the post. So I do like them as cards and envelopes, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. It is coming up to our wedding anniversary this year, and we will have been married, just trying to think, what is this year? This year is 29, I think. No, 28 years this year. God, I had to count that. I had to work that out. So yes, 28 years this year. So that's amazing. And so I wanted to make something for Sean that was a card, but was something a little bit more than a card. So I've come up with a mini album. So we're going to be using as I say, the Magnolia Lane Memories and More kit, card kit. And these card packs are brilliant because they come with loads and loads of little great greeting cards. There's a whole video that I've linked to that you can see on my blog from Stampin Up, where they go all the way through every single card and you can see them all. They are beautiful, and they also have some gorgeous vellums with them, really lovely, really lovely. And they also have some stickers which are great. We always like stickers. Added an extra bit. They're those ones, and then there's word ones as well somewhere. Here we go. So you get stickers, you get words, you get little banners, all that kind of stuff. So they're fab. And then these are the large ones that you get, which are also beautiful. Okay, so that's the card kit and pack, but I'm not actually going to be using anything that is particularly flowery, because obviously this is for Sean. And whilst he likes the garden and he does like flowers, I want to try and keep it a bit subtle for him, so it's not too girly. Oh, I've missed one. What have I left behind? Oh, I've left that one behind. That's lovely. So yes, and of course these match with a set of their own papers, which I'll show you another day. But I am going to be using those and the envelopes, the cards and the envelopes. Oh, actually just the cards and an envelope. And then this paper. So this paper is the Garden Lane paper, and it's the second pack of designer series paper that matches with the Magnolia Lane suite. And it's nice. I mean, greens aren't normally my normal colour, but, I do a joint team training and we decided that we're going to use some of this. So, I've just given that away. I better not say that. So green's not normally my colour, but I do like to challenge myself occasionally. And that's the front, and this is the back. So, they are pretty. And I thought, actually, there's so many floral designs in the new catalogue that actually I do need to have some florals papers that match. So decided to go for that one. And I'm using, I love this because it looks like trellising. I do like that. So I'm using the back of one of these. I'm going to use this piece in my little memory album. Okay, so let's put that away. So the Well Said stamp set, it comes in a set of 2, but this has some fabulous wording in it if you're going to be doing any kind of anniversary or wedding or anything like that. So obviously it's got anniversary here, it's got happy, but it's also got some really nice words in here, and these are what I'm going to use. So, to my always from your forever. I love that. You mean the world to me. Time for a new adventure. Whatever, whenever, I'm here for you. My life is better because you're in it. These are all things, the best of you has made the best of me. These are all things that I actually would say to Sean, especially after 28 years of marriage and celebrating another year of happiness. We've had such a great time. We really have. So I decided we're just about to go off to Rome again, and we're going off to the next incentive trip, which is a cruise around the Med. And no, it's not. It's a cruise around the Greek Isles. And the first incentive trip we ever went on was a cruise around the Med. So I thought, actually, and he bought me a charm for my Pandora that said, "Let's travel the world together." So I think, something like a new adventure and you mean the world to me kind of has that link in my head about that trip and about all the incentive trips that we've had since. So I have decided that I'm going to make a little memory book, and I'm going to decorate it with these cards, and I've chosen a few here that I'm going to show you. And this is going to be the quickest memory book I think I've ever made. This is going to be the front cover, you and me. There you go, done. I told you it's going to be quick. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really need to do anything more than that. I might lift it up. I might not put that on flat. And you can see on the back here that there are designs that go with the papers. Now I'm going to be using my foam strips here for this. It might make it a little bit bulky, but I don't really care. I think it needs a bit of lift at the front just to give it a bit more zhung, because otherwise that is all I'm going to say on the front. So he's going to be like, what is she going on about? You and me. Okay, fair enough. He's going to be all right with that. But so then I'm going to pop these. The best way I've found of these is you have to literally kind of crack open the bit in the middle so that they come apart from each other, and then you can pull them off quite easily and you don't get them to go so skewiffy and bent. And I like these because they give you a nice straight edge, and you don't have to have, you don't have to faff around with lots of dimensionals, which I don't actually have lots of dimensionals at the moment because they're all on back order. So I'm using foam strips instead when I can, when it's a sensible thing to do. And this is pretty sensible, I think. So we'll just take these off here. And the great thing about these little cards is they have this silver double border, which I really like. Already printed on the card bases, so they're just ready to go, really. So great for really quick cards. Of course you can use the ordinary Memories and More card packs as well if you want to, that are just white, but for something special like this it's going to require a bit of silver, I think. There we go. There we go. So that just pops that up, makes it a bit more 3D like that. I like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue my two cards together. So how am I going to do this? Yes, like this. Had to get that right. Had to get that right in my head. So we're going to have silver on the front, silver on the back, and I'm going to glue these two pieces together in the middle. So I love that it's craft. It's not crumb cake. It is craft. It's a different colour to what we normally have, and I do really like that. So I'm just going to join up these two pages here. Make sure that they are straight with each other. There we go. There we go. So now we have like a 3-page book. Okay. So that's basically your little album created. How cool and quick is that? Fab, yeah? And now it's just a question of doing the inside and the back decoration as well. Now, because it's not for a woman, I'm not going to put any ribbon and all that kind of stuff, but of course you could do that. It's not to say you can't do that at all. So on the inside I'm going to put this. Together is the best place to be. And I don't know, I've thought about maybe doing some little stamping on the side, but I'm not quite sure, you know, which stamps he might like best. I think actually I might do a little bit of fern from the Daisy Lane. That might go well with it, would it? Possibly, possibly. No, I'm going to use these leaves on here. I think these leaves go better with the leaves from the... I don't actually have the Magnolia Lane Suite stamp set, but I think these leaves match these leaves quite well. So let's go with those. Haven't actually popped these out yet. Okay, so the colours that match with this suite are... Let's bring these in so you can see them. Mossy Meadow, here, that's the darkest. Garden Green and Mint Macaron. And I want to stamp the little leaves from the Free as a Bird suite stamp set just here. I want to stamp them on here because I think they coordinate nicely with the leaves in the envelopes and other pieces. So I want to stamp it onto this piece of card, but I'm not quite sure what colour that is. So if you're not quite sure and you know what colours are in the coordinating pack, then the best thing to do is to just stamp your images in the 3 coordinating colours and then see which ones match. Okay, so you can see straight away that that is Garden Green. So it's a really nice, easy way if you're not quite sure what colour is in the wording or on any of the cards that you're going to use. Just stamp the 3 colours and then you can coordinate them together. So now I know that it's Garden Green. That's what I want to use. So I'm just going to stamp some leaves here. And here. There we go. All right. So I just want to just zhuzh that up a little bit. You know, I like the fact that you can stamp onto our Memory and More cards because it just gives you a bit more range of what you can do with them. So now, having added just that little bit of stamping, see, it just lifts it, doesn't it? So we'll just pop that down on the inside here. And then I have raided my box of photographs that I still have to put in my album. Some of them are in, some of them are not. And I've got loads left over because we both went a little bit crazy with our cameras when we went to Florence and Rome. And so we have masses and masses of photographs still from my cruise, from our first cruise trip together. And this one shows us being very China white. Because it was hot, it was really hot. So we had factor 50 sun cream on, which you can tell just washed both of us out. But it's a fun photograph. So I'm going to pop that on and he'll know where this is. It's the doors to the Basilica in Florence. So he will recognise that place. So I'm going to pop that on. And then what I want to do is, once that's on there, lovely. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just attach some wording to it, just to zhuzh that up a little bit again. So I think we'll put in, I think we'll do Happy Anniversary, because then I've still got another, yeah, let's do Happy Anniversary on this one. So let's find happy. There's happy. Okay, and anniversary is down here, upside down. There we go. And what I like about these small words like this is you can really mix and match them to make whatever sentence or wording you want to. So we're going to have anniversary down there. Actually, I'm just going to put it on my little block because we've only got a small piece of cardstock that I'm going to pop it onto and chop it out. And now I'm going to start mixing the colours up. So I will now bring in some Mossy Meadow and some mint macaron. So we'll do Anniversary in the dark one, like so. And I'm not bothered about whether it's straight or not, although that's pretty good, because I'm going to chop these up. And that's what I really like about these tiny words like this, is because you can cut them out so easily and then arrange them on your photograph or on your card front or on, you know, whatever you want to do. And it doesn't matter if they're particularly, you know, straight. Although he probably will have, he'll probably say to me, that's not straight. And I'll go, I know it's not meant to be straight. It's whimsical. There we go. So we'll do this. It also means you can cut it to size. You can, you know, make it absolutely match. Now, do I want to put it down here or do I want to put it down here? I might just put it down here a little. Oh, I don't know. I really don't like my chin in this picture because I was taking a selfie. My chin's dreadful, but hey ho. Sometimes you just have to live with what you can find. And that was the best photograph I could find. Because very rarely does he allow me to take selfies. Normally he's, I mean he does, but normally he's got his eyes glued to the camera. No, that's going to be too distracting, I think, down there. No, I think this is going to have to go up here. I could put that one down there and have happy anniversary like that, but I think that's also a bit distracting. So I think we'll do happy anniversary, maybe over the bushes, because the door is actually quite cool. There we go, like that. There we are. And then what I might do is put in the longer Time for a New Adventure. Not Time for a New Adventure, the other one that I said, what's it? Yes, you mean the world to me. Right, so now we need to find that. So the way to find that is to see where it sits on the wording. And these new sets are generally spot on. So where it says you mean the world to me here, if I put that in there, it normally is there. So I haven't popped the back on this one yet, but you'll forgive me that, I'm sure. If we just pop that down and then do another one. There we go. And this one then I can do this in garden green. Then we've got all three. Is that right? Yes, I think that's just the right one. And we've got all three colours going. There we go. It's a bit wishy-washy in the middle. Turn that around, do it again. And actually, yes, that's better. I think I'm going to use the classic label punch just to punch that out to give me a bit of texture, if I can find my classic label punch. Right. Okay, so I punched that out. You didn't need to see that. Punched that out with my classic label punch, and I've just popped those on there. I've put them at a slight jaunty angle. Don't be tempted to use any foam pads because this is in the inside of your book, so it needs to be flat. Okay, I've hidden my chin, and they're pretty straight. So pop that on there. I might be tempted to go and see if there's any, I might have a look at the sticker sheets that I've got at the back of my Memory and More kit and see what stickers I fancy, because they're nice and flat and you can use them then for just adding a little bit of embellishment to it. See, so I've got this leaf piece here, so I could just put that all the way across the bottom there. And then I've got you are amazing, hello, celebrate, what fun, etc. So I could just put some of this leaf banner, see what that looks like, all the way across the bottom here. Do I like it? Yeah. No, I'm not sure I like it. I'm not sure I like it. And that's the great thing about sticker bits. You can try them, and if you don't like them, you can just pop them back in. Okay, so now we're going to cross over to the next page. And on the next page, I'm going to be putting the page where I'm going to be doing my writing. So that's just going to go down. It's one of the large ones from the kit. There we go. So pop that in. And on there, obviously, I'm going to write happy anniversary, blah, blah, blah. Do you remember this lovely trip that we went on? Our happy place. We love Florence. We want to go back to Florence. We haven't been able to do it this time. We're not going to add it on this time to the trip. Mainly because it's too flipping hot to go in the middle of July, which is, you know, when we're going to be going. So, yeah, I like that. So this is the basilica. He took this picture of the basilica, and we really like that. So I'm putting that in there. And then obviously you could put any kind of pictures in here that you wanted to. You, the kids, you know, a trip away for two. It could be to grandparents about the children. It could be for a wedding. You could be, if you were a bridesmaid or a maid of honour, you could put some pictures of a bride, you know, and some great times being your chief bridesmaid or maid of honour or whatever. I'm obviously going to write in there, but I do want to put up here, here's to our next adventure, which is another, where is it? Here we go. Time for a new adventure. And I've still got You Mean the World to Me, which I might use as well. So time for a new adventure is here, I believe. No, that's So Happy You're Here. Where have I put it? Have I stuck it on? No, haven't stuck it on. Right, okay. So now I'm going to find it in here. If I can work out what it is. Where is it then? Turn it round, that might help. Time for a new adventure. Right, okay, so if I do that, it must be this one. Pull my fingers out from there. Right, here we go. So this one, I'm going to... I don't have another block just to hand. I think I'm going to do this one in Mossy Meadow, because we've got quite a lot of mint macaron on the page already. So I think we'll do Mossy Meadow. I don't think this one's going to fit in the classic label punch, but you never know. Oh, upside down. There we go. It might do. But if not, I'll just chop it by hand again. And I think we might put that up there. There we go. Oh, no, it's a little short. You could probably just, but I think it's a little short, so I'm going to just chop again by hand. You just get used to this. It doesn't, you know, as I say, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just your memory book. You could always chop it out using the rectangular stitched framelets if you wanted to, the stitched dies. But I'm just going to pop that on there like that. Because in the words I'm going to say something about, you know, we're off again on our trips. And even though we won't make Florence this time, I know we're going to have new adventures. Even though we've got no excursions planned at all, we will probably head off into town at some of the ports and just see what happens. As long as we get back for the boat, we'll be fine. And then on the back, I thought I don't want to leave that just blank, so I've cut a piece of the designer series paper from Garden Lane that matches, and I'm just going to pop that on the back there. And as I say, I could always put You Mean the World to Me on the back there too. It's I don't know, I might do. So how quick was that? You know, a lot of me faffing around and explaining stuff, but actually doing the actual cutting and everything was really quick, because it was all, this was the only piece I had to chop, and the words, everything else came as part of the Memories and More pack. So there you go, a little mini album from the Memories and More Magnolia Lane kit, card kit, and the matching envelopes and cards. And the good thing is that I now have this beautiful envelope that it will still, should still fit inside, just about. Okay, I'm not posting it, so I don't need to worry about that. It looks nice and luxurious in its lovely envelope. I will put a label on here. In fact, I might even put that label on here. Look at that. Yeah, I might stamp, actually I'm going to stamp some leaves on there and put that label on. That looks yummy. So that I've got something to address it to. So I can work out roughly where that's going to be. And then I'm going to get my leaves back in with my garden green. Yeah, I like that idea. We'll just put some leaves on the front here as well. So, a couple in there. Is that too far over? No, that'll be alright, I think. Bring this down a bit. There we go. Look at that. That might be a little far over, but we'll see. Oh no, that'll be fine. There we go. Got that there, there. Hopefully that's straight. Yes. In fact, what I might do, I'm liking those leaves so much, I might actually expand on those. Put a few more. Make them smaller here. There we go. You don't want to get too carried away, but you know, you can definitely put some extra stamping on the envelope. Yeah, that's probably enough. Probably enough, Pip. Stop now. There we go. So that goes there. Yeah, that's fine. So now we have a little bit of leaf stamping on the envelope, and then you're just going to want to glue just the flap down. Don't be tempted to glue the whole of the inside down. You just want to glue this bit. And what I did was I folded it over and then used my bone folder to give it a nice crisp edge. There we go. Pop it back over here. The reason why you don't want to glue the whole thing inside down is that when your envelope opens and closes, it needs to be able to move, she says. Yeah, so it needs to be able to have that movement. And you get that movement by allowing that middle inside to move up and down, even though this is glued down. So there we go. So that's my envelope with its label and my little memory album that hopefully he will like. He'll probably go, "Oh, it's a terrible picture of me." But I don't mind. I think it's nice to be able to make something. What a different anniversary card that is, just as a little memory book. So thanks ever so much for joining me today. Hope you liked it. All the details are in the description below and over on my blog. And if you have liked this, come back again soon. And if you'd like to purchase anything that you've seen today, if you live in the Stampin' Up European countries, then you can do so. All the links are below. And yeah, I've enjoyed making this and I hope you've enjoyed watching it. Thanks ever so much. Take care now. Bye bye.